On a timeless realm, chapter 4, Beyond a Human Will. The great purpose of life on earth is to combine with and radiate forth the creative power of unconditional love. Well, this one you can find only in fairy tales, really, or maybe, yeah, on a illusioned or in a state of delirious kind of environment or plane, which I mean room. However, in reality, things are different, much more different. So when these men they went this kind of experience back in the 70s, things was more laid back, things was more, it's not totally perfect or good, but compared to today, it was milder, I would say. But today, things are more like out of the hands. The reality is totally diabolic nowadays compared to yesterday. So what he saw in those times does not coincide with this century now, this Kali Yoga. It's a kind of very hellish, devilish kind of age or era. I'm a phone. You see a phone that for children, you see a very beautiful phone, innocent, right? But in reality, the phone that they talk about looks more like a goat, all right, rather than a phone. That's the real phone, the real one that maybe many people, whether regardless of age, but more for the adults that leaves their body, will see. That's the very phone that they will see. That's the true one, right? It's a creature, it's not a very beautiful phone. Of course, there's other side as well. There's beautiful fairies. You cannot deny this, but they appear more to children than to adult. So it's all a matter of what they want you to see. It's a matter of what they want you to see, what the master, the master of illusion wants you to see, and not what is exactly by definition there. So you need to see it with a very subjective way, because objective truth is a nonsense. I'm a phone and I dance to the joy and compulsion of the pipes of pen. No longer do I hear an external sound, for the sound is now the rhythm of my being, energy of a quality and abundance unknown to my human self surges through me, my pulse beating to the inner candency of undefined joy. I stare at my new body with no sense of surprise. It seems the most natural, most perfect body possible. Yeah, so perfect that is attacked by other predator here. That's what being a phone is all about here. Being attacked, be killed. What's so nice about being, I mean, it's beautiful in a sense as they are, but for our evil reality, it's not nice to be a phone or whatever, or a vegetarian anymore. The find nowadays, they are, now this devilish era, they are making, changing the DNA of the animals, of the herbivorous animal to become, to adapt to carnivore uh, nature. They are changing the herbivore animals to carnivore, like fawn, monks, deer, are all starting to eat meat. It's so bad, very, very bad. I'm a phone and I dance to the joy and compulsion of the powerful energy of quality and abundance unknown to my human self surges through me, my pulse beating to the inner cadence of undefined joy. I stare at my new body with no sense of surprise. It seems the most natural, most perfect body possible. Instead of feet, I have small, sharp, pointed hooves. I feel an incredible dexterity as I pirouette. He turned around, so cute, and a wheel to the inner beat of 10. My legs and flanks can be likened to that of a young goat. I was right, but more shaggy, with thick golden fur. From the waist up, I'm a youth, sleek of limb and fair of face, very skinned, with two tiny stubs of horns poking from the ringlets of hair on each side of my brow. No more than 3.5 feet tall, I'm sexyless and of a wild, tempestuous, yet divine nature. And I can dance. Every ethereal atom of my body is filled to bursting with the energy of dance. I have an awareness of my being that goes far beyond any human knowledge of self. I'm aware that the cosmic rhythm pulsing through my being is the essence of the dance of life. Deep in my psyche, I recognize that this is the song I sing as the spirit of water, the primal song of love and joy that incubates, nurtures, and nourishes all life. This is the song of all there is. I surrender then to the music of vibration and energy that permeates physical, metaphysical, and ethereal life. Even beyond DNA is the song of life, the quintessential translation of pure divine intelligence. My human relationship with nature is swept away as the pipes of pen change my reality. Only moments earlier, the trees had been normal trees, albeit with independent movement. Now they are columns of energy, engaged in a flow both up toward the stars and down into the earth. The flow is constant, its energy defined by the seasons of a physical earth, sometimes strong and powerful in the movement of spring and summer, other times slow and gentle as autumn and winter energies are expressed, but never static. Always there is movement. There is also a flux of color in the moving streams of energy, color that constantly changes through the known spectrum and beyond. Irresistibly, I'm drawn toward the trees, dancing as though a mood of light into the wondrous streams of energy. Had I not been held by the consciousness of a fawn, I would cry out at the wonder of it. Within my human psyche, I am overwhelmed, but in my fawn self, all is normal and joyous. I seem to lose my body, traveling as a mote of light within a column of tree energy into the stars. I experience no journey or time, yet I'm surrounded by countless stars. I experience no journey or time, yet I am surrounded by countless stars. Feel my connection with them overwhelmingly. The spiritual connection of all life engulfs me, and I know that my full human self is connected throughout the universe and beyond. I sense that I am surrounded by the abundant life of a multi dimensional reality, There is nothing I can see or reach out to, but I sense divine intelligence. So overpowering is the experience that crazily I become aware of the physical me sitting in bed, writing in a hasty scroll as tears trickle from my eyes. Even the isolated physical me is involved, for the joy of all that is transcends the illusions of separation. A quietening sweeps through me, a quietening sweeps through me, and I'm a fawn dancing in among the trees that embrace both a physical and metaphysical reality. My experience is startlingly different from being human. My vision is more limited in some ways, more expanded in others. What I see as a phone contains no peripheral vision. I see only what I look at. However, what I see is multidimensional. For within the one, I see the all. I also feel the tree connection with the phone. This gives me a phone's view of the phone tree reality. From this perspective, I see that each leaf on a tree is also the tree and a leaf. This connection never ends, even when a leaf falls from a tree. I'm aware of a connection that transcends form and separation. For as the fallen leaf withers and dies, so the essence of the tree moves into the molecules of decay and organic matter that surround its own roots. In this way, the tree is not merely the separate form growing in a separate medium of soil. It is self growing in self, living and growing, or apparently dying and decaying, are both movements within life. To the tree, death is an illusion, for life is movement, not form. As I dance into a tree, I combine with it, knowing the tree in a way that is not humanly possible. And yet I'm here, and beyond the phone, I'm a human. Not only is my vision different, but also my hearing. I'm no longer hearing sound outside of me, for it is within me. I hear human thought and voice from the collective consciousness. But as a phone, I have learned to disengage my listening from the sound of collective human thinking. Human thoughts have become a vibration of discard in the universal song of harmony. On a cresting wave of insight, I realize that my phone body is a fraud drawn from human consciousness. This body I now see and feel is only a representation of my truth, which is light. The phone I am is a being of light, but so too is my true self. I laugh as I realize how this experience of the trees, phone, and me is possible. We are light, we are one, as is all humanity, all life. With this knowing, I am once again my human self in a bar of light. The pipes of pen are mellow now, the sound not all pervading, and I am aware of being released from an undeniable compulsion. Of inquired beauty is the look of wonder on your face. I look at Titani, noticing that his illumination is even brighter than before. He obviously reads my mind. Your experience was mine also, and that's I share in your wonder to a lesser degree, All humanity shares this joy, this experience, but they are not conscious of it as you so ably discovered. All life is one. My head is spinning and I stand staring at Tani with a grin of bliss. It takes me quite a timeless time to come out of the pure rapture of my experience. Insight and clarity will surface in your awareness for many months after this. But right now, what is a forced and clear observation? Tani asks me. I share with him the first thing that comes to mind. As a human, I have a freedom of will that is foreign to the fawn. The fawn is not enslaved or without will, but it is held within a framework of awareness and joy that compels its action. The gift of free will now has a whole new meaning for me, yet it also holds a sadness. I realize that we are not able to choose freely until we are free of the many fears that bind us to our false beliefs and endless limitations. Believing separation denies us the full scope of our free will. Anything else? Yes, I'm shocked and ashamed by the discard of our human thinking. It never occurred to me that thought produces a sound beyond our hearing, or that it could be so ugly and discordant. Maybe after this, you will be able to think thoughts that are in harmony with all there is. I only wish, I say longly, but in reality, I'm a part of the dissonance. Maybe, just maybe, you'll have the free will to choose your thoughts. That's nice thought, is it? I grin. I promise myself that one day I will. One day, as the sound of the pipes fade, I look around me in a way. What an incredible place. Tani, where am I? Is the river away in another kingdom? How did this all happen? Does this realm have any relationship with the earth? I think it's Agartha. What do you think? He asks me. I think that it does. How it relates, I have no idea. It's another parallel universe, but it's within Earth itself. But I'm here and I'm also physically writing this down as it happens. So this place must also relate to my physical world. But this still leaves my other questions unanswered. So tell me, how did all this happen? In the river, Tani smiles at me with such sincerity, serenity, that I feel as though I'm a wayward child who never stops chattering. Release the questions and you will know the answers. Oh, fine, I retort. Riddles. I hate your riddles. Without waiting for my reply, Tani is smoothly walking away, rapidly putting distance between us. Feeling a sudden exuberance of spirit, I run past the fringe of trees that lines the shores of this mystic lake, past Tenny, and continue running effortlessly up a steep hill. Everything I do is so easy. I only have to think of running, and I'm away, moving like a gazelle up the hill. At the top of the hill, I pause, staring around me. As if I can see endless hills crest and deep into the distant sea, all fresh and green, and a bit alarming. And I'm supposed to go somewhere or do something. What do I do now? I ask Ken as he reaches my side. What would you like to do? That's just about what I expect, I growl. If I go wandering off in this hill, I'm sure I get lost. Will you help me and if that happens? What is lost? Tanya asks innocently. She, companion you may be, but the help you want. Not far away, I see what appears to be a small whirlwind, but instead of it being invisible air swirling round and round, it is translucent as though filled with fog or smoke. When I first saw the whirlwind, it was hidden away from me, but it has turned posing. As I watch, it doubles in size, and I'm disturbed before I realize that it is aware of me and watching me. I turn to Tenny. Uh, is it friendly? He shrugs, smiles, and disappears. Suddenly, the whirlwind is flowing in my direction, and I run. Fleet as I did in my light body, back down the hill towards the lake. With a high-pitched whistling, the whirlwind comes chasing after me, scattering leaves and flattening the grass. As it skims over the hillside, I run faster than I ever believed it was possible, only to come skidding to a stop as I reach the shores of the lake. Now what? I turn to face the turbulent sea of the whirlwind. Now what? I turn to face the turbulent sea of the whirlwind. Then I dash headlong into the trees, hoping that I can elude it. The whirlwind is moving slowly now, somehow flowing through the trees without even disturbing them. Only the odd branch twists or waves as it passes, and I'm aware that the trees are cooperating with it. I realize that it will catch me no matter what I do, so I jog from the trees back into the shore of the lake. There I wait my fate. The whirlwind approaches me very slowly, deliberately trying not to frighten me. Swirling gently before me, it's now clear, sparkling with tiny, iridescent lights that seem to swim within the depths of the nebulous being. For I perceive that this is an intelligent being that confronts me. Are you the being that oversees my adventures? I ask hopefully. There is no reply. Can you understand me? I try. Nothing happens. I stare hard at the entity. These all elemental things. Everything has a spirit. So all elemental. At least 50 feet high, it's maybe even wider. Yet as I watch, I see it change. A faintly glittering tendril of a breeze unfolds from the beam and approaches me, very softly, without alarming me. It circles my light body. I feel a sense of inquiry probing me, but I don't know how to respond. Maybe I do not need it too, for the gentle breeze that wraps around me has the feeling that it knows what it is about. I stand quietly, no longer afraid. The element of unknown is overpowering, but despite this, I sense that all is well. As I relax, it seems that my light body brightens very gently, as though opening a soft toy with a zipper. The breeze somehow opens and enters my body of light. It feels weird as though a warm chill is moving within me. I'm gently probed and prodded, not physically but psychically. I'm aware that there is skill in this gentle inner exploration, for it's sensitive to my feelings. Somehow the breeze touches a chord within me, and the feeling it evokes in me is experienced by the breeze. This is repeated many times, ranging from feelings of great love, joy, and amazement to ones of fear, sexuality, anger, and even disgust. So that's mean even the man having his astral body, with his light body, we are still subjected to all those um, exploration and probing and prodding. And when the elemental being, the entity of the whirlwind, probed his light body, it was a feeling of, he say, there's a time, many times it's ranging from feel of great love, it's varying from great love, joy, amazement. Sometimes the negative side was fear, sexuality, anger, maybe even molest his light body, anger, and even disgust. I'm an open book of raw feeling, and the timbre of the breeze from this strange whirlwind like entity is able to read me. Part of me cringes in shame at what must be revealed in some of my darker feelings. Yet, even as this happens, I feel and accept the sea and healing from the breeze as it circles and spirals through my inner being. Never before have I been so truly examined. Never have I been so exposed. Oh, I understood now, sorry. How long this examination takes, I have no idea. But there is a moment when, as though becoming a vacuum, the breeze draws me into its greater being, and I am engulfed. Oh, I know. So what happens is they will and they do probing our light body, and then they all this is feeling that they saw like uh, love, all the human's emotions is probed and exposed that joy, amazement, fear, sexuality, anger, disgust, maybe even hatred. I'm expanding, extent of being close, enclosed in the being. I'm expanding beyond all belief. My senses are becoming more acute. My sense of being vast. I am the willing energy of air, and in this exaltation, my being see expands tenfold. As much as it is humanly possible, I now understand the being of that I am, and I know that this being is not the overseer of my mystical experiences. I thrill as in totally new ways I'm seeing anew. I see not with vision, but by being that which I make contact with. My vision has no possible explanation, no human translation, for nothing is seen beyond the self. Yet all is sensed and experienced. I am the being of air, experiencing the human experiencing, the being of air. I am of many dimensions. I am aware of my being see in many physical and non-physical realms. And in no one place is my focus more centered, my being see more complete. I'm truly a multi-dimensional being of a vast and limitless potential. Yeah, except in this world and in this body. I become aware that in my new and expansive being see, I'm not alone. I contain in essence of all that I, the being of air, have encountered and experienced. In some timeless way, all was still is. All that was still is, continuing in this incredible being. I am the experience of countless years, each spark of joy within my being. How long ago this world first encountered is unknowable, but in essence they remain as part of the being of I. I realize that I too will leave some essence of myself in this entity, even after I have departed, for such is the nature of this being. I marvel at this strange being with all its encompassing reality. I'm caught up by the swirling processions of elves flowing with them and the widening sea of my being. There are elf-like essences from many different dimensions, some appearing as small solid chunks of light, others as transparent shards of illumination, while some seem to be elfin shadows, and yet others winking in and out of reality, rather like fireflies in the evening twilight. Some are of colors that I humanly know, while others are of colors that are familiar to this being of a, but unknowable to my human self. Suddenly, from within my swirling mystical being sea, a flock of small birds burst into flight, flying far out into the magical countryside. And within them I fly. Even as I fly, I am aware that I'm still within the being of I. For this being seems to have no defined board of where it ends. No real demarcation. Maybe it's ether. Its reality of encompassment of connection beyond all human definition. I fly into a wood of tall green trees, experiencing the essence of a small bird. Basically, I'm iridescent green, but a bright red haze tends to wave its color in an ever-shifting pattern among the green plumage. I'm aware of never having been physical. In my humanity, I feel as a surge of surprise, for it has never occurred to me that there may be earth-like creatures who have not taken on a physical form. The body that I am is graceful and very fragile. I feel that I'm almost crystalline. So delicate is my being, but the song that I contain is the power of life. Fly in the wood of tall green trees, experiencing the essence of a small bird. Basically, I'm an iridescent green, but a bright red haze seems to wave its coloring in ever-shifting pattern among the green plumage. I'm aware of never having been physical. In my humanity, I feel a surge of surprise, but it has never occurred to me that there may be like creatures who have not taken on a physical form. Of course, sure. The bird that I am is graceful and very fragile. I feel that I'm almost crystalline. So delicate is my being. But the song that I contain is the power of life. Perching on a branch of a tall sapple of willow-like tree, I sing, purely to release the joy that I contain. Beautiful. I don't understand why there are people that abuse their free will. To me, these people are so demented to imprison animals inside a jail, inside a cage. They take the birds that were born free and place them inside a cage, inside a small flat. Sometimes it's so hot, but still they don't care because they only care about their ego. These people are like, the bad side, the dual side of the entities that came to this earth. I am, and as I sing, the other birds in my flock all join in. I am one bird. I am all birds, and I am this song. Once again, I recognize this song that I have sung as the spirit of water, and again dance it too as the fawn. I realize now that I am an essence of the spirit of the birds, for the song that comes from me and all the mystic birds around me would never be translated into the physical sound. My song is pure vibration harmony. Yeah. That's true. It's a healing song. Bird has a healing song. But when it's in nature, when they are there in their natural habitat, and not when you place it inside a cage. How would you like to be placed inside a cage and give us stupid water, um, meager um, amount of water and food? They don't want this. They can have themselves. They can look for themselves. They don't need your help to feed them. Not in this way. If you have to feed, you feed if you love. Feed if you freedom when they are free in the wild. But don't feed them because you are helping yourself. You are doing it for yourself, for your ego, and not for the animals. My songs pure vibration harmony. Those songs are scintilla of truth that builds, maintains, and expresses the all there is. Could never be translated into physical sound. So I realize now that I am an essential of the spirit of the birds. For the song that comes from me and all the mystic birds around me could never be translated into the physical sound. My song is pure vibrating harmony. The song is a scintilla of the truth that builds, maintains, and expresses the all there is. I hope that whoever do this to animals, once they die or even in this body and this life, they will suffer the same kind of a fate one day to be placed inside a cage and I give just a small amount of water and in a small place to fry about and to move about. They'll see how precious is freedom. They will never again do this. I hope so. Never again prisoner in animal, any animal. Could be chicken, cats, dogs, uh, chicken, and all birds in general. Time is meaningless. I may sing for a micro moment or for all eternity. It is the same. The part and the whole cannot be separated. The song and I are one. I am a skylark in a physical earth reality, singing an echo of this song as I hover 100 feet above my mate, where she nestles in a 20-acre field of young wheat. In the warm spring afternoon, the sun shines onto my mate as she lays our precious clutch of eggs. You see, a bed like this, animal like this, put a male human to shame. You know why? Because they themselves, they are so caring. They take care of their kids. They they watch their babies while the mother go for hunting, or they take turns. Sometimes the mommy stays inside the nest, and the males go hunt for the chicks, and the mom stay in, or she take turns to go hunt. You see how beautiful, how amazing nature is. I sing to her a song of fertility and nourishment, for my song is determined by the seasons. When the eggs hatch, I sing to the fledgling of caution and stealth as they hide among the growing stalks of wheat. There are no words to my song, but there is definite meaning. In early summer, when the young are able to fly, I sing to them of a food gathering and learning, and they know my song. As autumn chases away the warmth, I sing to my young of tenacity and growth, teaching them the ways of the wild. Finally, when the soil and air are cold and the sun is weak, I sing to them of courage and survival, letting them know that the great cycle of seasons continues and that spring is on its way. And always, no matter what season it may be, I sing in praise of the all there is. With a heavier, more ungainly bird. I flap my way against the wind to the treetops where my mate is nesting. A husky cawing issues from my beak. For this is my translation of this song. As I crow, my interpretation of those songs a joy to all of my kind. As I crow, my interpretation of this song is a joy to all of my kind. I call them to action, to the rich pickings of life. I tell them of the carrion I have found, of the places they should fly to. I call and call for the joy of hearing my song, and through my song, I share myself with the other crows in my flock. I'm never alone, nor can I conceive of aloneness. Aloneness. Even when no other crows accompany me, I'm not alone. For the song is our bonding, our connection with all others of our kind. I love this bird. My favorite bird is crow, magpie, and raven. I really love. I have a immense love for this bird. I cannot explain it. And a compassion, mostly because they are persecuted. They are persecuted. They, the pigeons, are persecuted by evil aliens, gray, reptilian, insectoid aliens in human body here. With the wind stroking the feathers of my face, I am an eagle high in the sky. I am alone, master of all I survey. I ride the wind with effortless effort, and I listen to this song in every nuance of breeze and wind as it caresses my body. I hear this song. Only rarely do I find a need to sing it to my mate, for she too knows this song intimately. I dive, screech with a high, keening cry as I plummet to earth. The small, immature young kangaroo is unaware of me, and as I reach it, my feet and claws extend and grasp. The young Joey dies quickly, his heart pieced, and its ribs crushed. Such is my strength. I tear at the body for nourishment for only a few minutes before I flap my wings powerfully to lift the body into the air. Taking a slow, steady spiral, I find the thermals of hot air and rise, the dead animal limp and heavy. I know that my mate is depending on me for food, and to this end I am dedicated. I scream high-pitched and pissy as I share my triumph with the sky. It shouldn't be this way. This animal is supposed to eat another things. This really shouldn't be like this way. How come this is so selfish? They think about themselves. How about other life that they have taken? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's something is a fail on the matrix. It's a failure. I am again the essential of the flock of crystalline birds. I know now that the spirit of the bird sings its message of the one through the many, even though it may be the beautiful uplifting song of a skylark, the harsh cawing from a carrion crow, or the death scream of a wedge-tailed eagle. The message remains the same. All life is one. As a human, I have gained incredible insight, for I have experienced the movement of life from within the spirit of these birds. I have learned that endings and beginnings have no real meaning, for the deaths and births in a physical nature do not tell the whole story of life. My insight into nature has revealed that as an eagle, I ate on the body, a physical vehicle manifested by the spirit of my prey. The spirit of the kangaroo departed this body as I and my prey connected in consciousness. Within that fleeting moment, when As eagle, I killed the young kangaroo Joey. Our spirits merged, nourishing in a very real way the spirit of kangaroo. The price paid was the eagle's meal. Such is all nature, no, twisted in nature, inverted in nature from its natural way. It was inverted. With this insight, I am released from the spirit of the birds, spiraling once more in the swirling energy of this limitless being of air. As a tiny breeze, I travel among the trees wherever I wander. Whatever, wherever I dawdle, I experience the deeper essence of whatever I linger by. I am butterfly, and I feel my ethnicity. I'm a bee and feel my ethnicity. I'm some unknown luminous yellow insects buzzing in a small compact swarm near a hole in the trunk of a tree. And I feel my planet of origin is non-physical. Ooh. So they too are aliens, all the insects. Oh, of course they are aliens. I see. So I feel my planet of origin as non-physical. For an endless long time, I touch countless insects, flowers, and plants. I absorb this in she, imparting this and how I, a human being, experience the being of air. And within all this, I am aware of the being of air growing and expanding for this experience is the substance of its own nourishment and growth. I too am nourished. I understand now that in no way was I engulfed against my will by this being of air. The inquiring tendril of a breeze read my psyche, find the full depth and intensity of my longing to connect with the deepest essence of nature. My commitment was such that I would willingly have surrounded my body in so-called death to experience what I am now experiencing. Just as the being of air has been experiencing through my feelings in essence, so too it has passed its own reality through my being, my psyche. Alas, like a close mesh filter, so much has been sifted out. My experience of life is far too limited to receive more than a trace of the possibilities and potentials that this limitless being offers me. I weep with the tears of pain for all that cannot be, and tears of great joy for all there is. Tani is waiting for me as I emerge from my experience. Sitting down, I allow the tears to fall, for I am overfilled and overwhelmed with mystical experience, and I need to weep it out. More tears flow from my physical eyes. More tears flow from my physical eyes as I write in a hurried scroll. I will learn years later that what I'm writing is a primer, the bare essence of my experience. Each word is primed to reawaken all that has happened, but only the perfected time of a wiser, more mature soul. I feel compassion and concern from Tani as he sits quietly next to me, and I'm grateful for his presence. I now know why he left me so abruptly. How do you feel? Shaky. Part of me is accepting my experience with no trouble, but my emotional self is almost overwhelmed. How is it possible for my emotions to be both in the physical me, right in the light body me, in this other room? Would you be whole if it were otherwise? Obviously not. If I was metaphysically here and my emotions were locked out along with my physical body, my present experiences would not be true to who I am. I would be less than whole, a false representation of the real me, whoever that is. It's natural enough to feel overwhelmed. Overwhelmed doesn't get close to what I feel. Not only I am overwhelmed by my experience in the being of air, but it is this wholly weird place. Am I lost in some mystical realm, doomed to wander in other dimensions until what? Can you answer that? You are neither lost nor doomed, and you know it. I know him, fully another sudden and disconcerting line of thought. What happens after all this? What then? Do I carry on with my daily life as before? Do I pretend that this crazy experience never happened? Will I pretend that it was all a bizarre and wonderful dream? I feel uncomfortably certain that the normal everyday me will faithfully reject this, fearing the ridicule of other people. What a paradox. I suspect that my lack of self acceptance is going to meet with unparalleled new challenges. What a thought, I mutter gloomily. The everyday me will be unable to accept this metaphysical reality or what is happening now. After all that I have experienced, I am my own greatest challenge. Now that's the truth, Danny nods encouragingly. Each person is his or her own greatest challenge. Your challenge has always been to accept yourself and what is happening to you without your desperate need for other people's approval. Correct. In your everyday life, you will be aware of an inexplicable metaphysical reality that you have lived. Your challenge will be simply to accept it, even acknowledging its value. Don't I know it? I have a suspicion that this mystical adventure is going to bring to the boil many unresolved issues regarding my self-esteem. Michael, this is the beginning of a new phase in your life. Stretching and growing will really begin when this metaphysical experience comes to an end. For some reason, I feel an upsurge of confidence. I have learned already that all I really need is my intuition. Plus, of course, plenty of trust and a big serving of common sense. But right now, it is the matters at hand that clamor for my attention. You know, that Binoffier is truly awesome, I muse. Who would have thought such an entity was remotely possible? Your experience is a rare privilege. I'm sure it must be. You know, I thought you were odd when we first met. A child as a companion in this strange room seemed ridiculous, although I quickly realized that you are no child. But even though you are illuminated, I could relate to you. What a contrast to the being of the air. I had never even conceived what such life forms could exist. It's beyond the description, beyond the definition. Somehow, in the deepest and most profound way possible, it shared its reality with me. I always knew it exists. My term, the being of the earth, is the only interpretation I can give to such an incredible entity, but I'm only thinking a label on a metaphysical being that is so much more. For me, the entity was a whirlwind of dynamic active air and a powerful non-human intelligence, hence my inadequate title. I'm gonna tell one thing about what I have gathered in this material is that all the beings that he have encountered could be Siaini, could be Tani, or the shepherd, or many others. and the being of the air, the whirlwind, was all the same being, all the same being, uh, shape shift in many other forms. Okay, this is a single being, being all this. Sharing reality is a powerful communication system. You are not kidding. At no time did it ever communicated to me on a mental level. It shared my being C with its being C and its being C with my being C. But it never once used the words to give me a clue about what was happening to me. Tiny notes. You realize that you are not the same as before. Nor could you be. You have been stretched, expanded, and enhanced. I think I must have. I learned that life in nature is a representation of physical earth, is an expression of the movement of spirit, and yet they want to destroy nature. We humans see all the physical beginnings and endings. Rarely are we aware enough to see that beyond this is the spiritual continuity of all life. And this is also the cause of our sufferings. Because many people, I think for me, I'm suffering not because I lack what materialism, more things, more metrical thing, more nonsense. I like nature. I want more nature. And I don't, when I say nature, I don't mean go to a stupid park and then come back home and then leave it behind. I want to live within it. I want to be able to live within it and get out of the hellish city, big cities, which, like Jesus Christ used it to say, is a big sponge that sucks out all iniquity. It is very, very true. Okay? I look around me, curious about such a wondrous realm, awed by this vast, all encompassing reality. So, what happens now? Or is it a waste of time asking? I suppose you will say it's up to me. Tammy laughs, then shrugs. It's up to you, he echoes. There is nothing you should do or must do. There is only a metaphysical, multi-dimensional reality filled with limitless potential. Thank you, Tani. That actually helps. So be it. In the timeless way of this mysterious place, I have only one real option, and that is to live in the mystery. And that's all for chapter 4 of a timeless idiom. So I gather now that all most of our sufferings and despair and fears here in this matrix and this stupid series, which I hate it, I really do hate. You know, oh my God, if because I wouldn't step out of the home in the day because I don't want to see the reality. This is a hell. This is what the hell really is. This is hell. To me, this is hell. I know many says, oh, peace is within. Yeah, peace is within, but for you, in order for you to accomplish this feat, for you to be able to feel peace within this matrix, what you have to do is to go out of your mind. Or I mean, you step up your mind, step up your body, and make sure that you walk like a zombie, just like you are not there in this hell, because this to me is hell. Only jackasses like this. Sorry to say, but it's true. Only jackasses like this in Dracos. And this year now is the year of the Draco number 8. And I expect a lot of shenanigans and a lot of stupid things to come this year. And it will take center stage. It is gonna start after February, after the Chinese New Year, because coincided with the Draco um, Draco horoscope and a Draco New Year, nevertheless. So they will start after the Chinese New Year, right? Or the Oriental New Year. So this year is the Draco year, all right? Draco number 8, Satan. Satan comes from Satan. Satan is the son of Lucifer in Gaia, and he who is calling the shots. And I think they lie when they say they want to make amends for what they have done to humanity up to now. But I don't believe. I have a hard time to believe all these beings. So Satan, represented by the color uh, purple, number 8. So I'm gonna put a video here, another video that I have done yesterday during the stupid New Year, during after the New Year. Uh, I have talked about what's gonna happen more or less through a quantum vision. Okay, through a quantum vision, what will happen this year? Okay, it's going to be quite a confused year. Expect violences, expect draconic laws to be passed down from bills into implementation that has been into bill. They're gonna put into the bloody practices, or they call it draco or draconic laws or martial laws. Expect more isolated wars, hot, cold wars, but I don't see a third world war. I don't see that. I want to focus on it, but I don't see it. What I see is isolated wars, conflicts between these nations who love wars, all right? Asia, Russia, and North America, all right? And Middle East, okay? You're gonna see fundamentalist, crazy, psycho-religionist, religious fundamentalist doing more protest and rally, more protest this year because this year is about brave heart, is about people go there and do it, more protest, expect more protest, expect more act of heroism also, more, not say heroism, but more audacity, all right? More audacity, more braveries, more violence, and all that. And the previous stupid year which I hated, it was an obscure year, which was pretty much filled with sneaky actions and attitudes and bad waves emitting into earth which affected many people. It was done in a very covertly way. This year gonna be more overtly, more open, and we may see things come to the front page, or things that was covered last year being exposed this year. Okay, gonna be exposed, come to the light this year. And expect more shenanigans, more political, more economic shenanigans, more famine, more disasters done by those beings, right? They can call natural disaster, I don't know, but there will be some, and many famines as well. The famine, people going through hunger is going to increase this year. Okay, but there won't be any third world war. I don't think so. No third world war, but there will gonna be some kind of a dispute between nations, and also cultural destabilizations, and people playing, innocently, being the play the fool. Okay, they're going to just um, play with fire innocently. No, okay. So that's all for now.